Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss a movie starring Brooke Shields and Christopher Atkins. It's The Blue Lagoon, which I had never seen, but I was interested in seeing after watching that documentary about Brooke Shields. Today with me, your host, Joe LaRocca, Professor. Okay. So yeah, this movie is, I don't even know what you call it. I guess it's kind of a kid's movie in a way, or like a family movie, sort of. Directed by Randall Kleisen, excuse me. And it's about Brooke Shields and Christopher Atkins, who, during like the Victorian period, they're on a ship that is shipwrecked on an island, and they're cousins. And the only other person that makes it is Buttons, who is like a drunk sea dog kind of guy, and he teaches them, how to fish and make fire and make shelter and tie together all sorts of bamboo, and trains them in survival skills. But then one night, the first plot point here, he dies. They're real young kids too at the time, and then we cut to later, and they're like teens going through puberty and whatnot, and that's really what the movie is about. It's like a coming of age story. It feels like biblical, because it feels like they're in Eden, because they're in such a paradise, and everybody's nude all the time, so it has this very like primordial feeling to it. Now, all the real nude stuff that is a body double for them sometimes. Christopher Atkins is actually probably the most nude ever of any guy in a movie ever, and that's not talked about either. It's just balls are just all over this movie. But like when they're swimming around and stuff and you can see them, that's not Brooke Shields. They're stunt doubles and stuff. But she's 14 and is put in these very, very awkward positions and is nude throughout the movie at points, just scantily clad at the very least. But here's the thing: the movie is charming. I know it makes me sound. I know it doesn't make me sound like a creep or anything. Like, they're really charismatic actors, both of them. They play really well off of each other, and it's really innocent, like it is. They are like, what's happening to my body? It's almost like an after school special at points, and ultimately it's not a great movie, but it's like a little fairy tale. It's like a little kids book that you would read, like I kind of feel like adults shouldn't watch it. It's a movie that should only be watched but up until the age of like 16, and then you're not allowed to watch it. Like, you should be watching it innocently, like, not like this. You should be watching it like, that's happening to me too, So there are things I didn't understand. Like, the boy finds a skull early on, and he's like, he doesn't recognize it. Huh? Maybe we didn't know about skulls as much back then. But yeah, it's about like what you would do if there were no laws and there were just nature. Would you be able to figure things out? And yes, they obviously eventually have relations. They're not brother and sister like I originally thought, which makes it a bit better. And they have a child even. And it's got a very fairy tale-esque ending, like it almost didn't happen or anything. That's not a spoiler, but yeah, there's just so many things that they would not do now. They would not shoot this movie now. Just even little things, like there's a little naked boy, he's swimming and he grabs onto a sea turtle and is like letting the sea turtle like tow him along. Like, even that, it's like, ooh, don't touch a wild animal. What are you doing, bro? Like little things like that. And then, pre-teen nudity probably wouldn't be popular, but yeah, it wouldn't be shot like this. They would cast like, Jenna Ortega or whatever her name is, somebody who's 24 but looks 14. It would be like Adriana Grande now would play the girl, just so it wouldn't be so salacious or seeming, and it's scandalous. Yeah. As a whole, overall, I don't think it's like a it's not like super duper controversial, and it is like laser focused on its theme. It doesn't feel as trashy as if someone just like described it to you. You're like, but it is fairly tasteful, and they are trying to say something. The movie isn't just there to like showcase beautiful children. Obviously, it's a story about innocence and coming of age and stuff like that. So it's still, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even watch it again. But, I wouldn't own it or anything like that. I wouldn't go on the internet and say I watched it. Wait, but no, what was absolutely shocking? I was watching it and I was like, this is pretty surprising. Like, but it was 1970, I was like, 1970, I guess everything's changing and like kind of a hippy dippy weird time. And then I looked down and it came out in 1980 and I went, what the fuck? 1980? God damn. This is really inappropriate. I don't know why, if it came out 10 years earlier, it would seem more in line with the types of films that were being made, but I don't know. You can check it out. Let me know. Maybe if you saw it as a kid, I'd be interested in letting me know what you think about it and whether it was like kind of insightful and helpful even, I could see as a kid. What are all these strange feelings I'm having? My wiener. Okay, bye. Have a nice day.